Okay, so here we have the next question on the menu today, and it is asking us, what is the square root of 12? Okay, so that's what it says in words, but to write this in a more mathematical sense, it is pretty much asking us, what is the response to this term right here, the square root of 12? Okay, so the first thing that we might want to do is maybe put this into your calculator, but that's a little bit too easy and not so much fun. And another thing about calculators is that this is going to probably be an irrational number, because I know that 9 is a perfect square and 16 is a perfect square. 12 is somewhere between 9 and 16, so it's not going to be a perfect square that we're going to get. It's definitely going to be a decimalicious number. And the thing with decimalicious numbers is that it's not reasonable for you to write all the decimals. You're going to need to start rounding at some point, and anytime you round, you are losing a little bit of accuracy in your answer. So you want to avoid rounding unless it's absolutely mandatory or as like the last step of your calculation process. But we can actually get this answer without rounding at all, and pretty much to do that, we're just going to try to simplify this. So the first thing that we might want to do is factor out everything on the inside, like under the root. So in this case, we're going to try to factor out 12 into as many factors as possible. So factoring out all, or factoring radicand. And the radicand is the number under the root, by the way. So factoring radicand into as many terms as possible. Okay, so what do we multiply together to get 12? I know we can multiply 2 times 6 to get 12. And we can also multiply 3 times 4. I think I like 3 times 4 better because I know 4 is a perfect square, and that is kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for perfect squares. Perfect squares. Or duplicate terms. So we know that we could write this as 4 times 3. Or we could also write this as 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, they're both equally valid for factorizations. It's just like it's just like we factored out the 4 into 2 times 2 to go from step 2 to step 3. And then we see how we have like we have a pair of the number 2's that are multiplied together under the root. We can actually bring them outside, and we can bring them outside and have only 1 2 out here. So or we could pretty much write it like this. So 2 times 2 multiplied by under the root of 3. And we know that the square root of 2 times 2 is just going to be 2 on its own. So that's great. So is equal to plus minus 2 times root 3. And that would be our final answer. Now the importance of plus minus 2 comes from the fact that negative 2 squared is equal to 4 and positive 2 squared is equal to 4. There's 2 possible answers of numbers that we can multiply by themselves to get to 4. So to accommodate these 2 possibilities, that's why we have the plus minus here. Okay, so that's very important, and the root 3 will stay under the root. Okay, so I know root 3 is about 1.73 or so, but that's a rounded number that I'm approximating. So this is the more accurate, precise answer to this. Precise answer. Okay, no rounding and no loss of accuracy in our answer from that. Okay, so that would conclude this question, and this solution is perfectly reasonable, perfectly good. So the above solution is good. Good job. High five.